The date is May 4th, and we have video games. I'm talking about the Video Games Monthly subscription box, to which I admit I have already opened and looked at because I could not contain myself when it showed up. This is actually the first of these boxes that I personally have received. I ordered the 3-game box. My cat is whining at the door right now. He is not happy. Um, I got a 1-up in the box, which means it is actually now a 4-game box, which I am always thrilled to see. Part of the reason why I opened it is also because I wanted to kind of get my excitement out of the way so I can now talk about it sort of objectively and look at how it is. So, without further ado, we're going to kind of dive into the games that came with it. The first one is kind of a loose copy of Vigilante 8 for the PlayStation. I am not a fan of loose games at all. I would never buy one. But as I did get a 1-up and this was a free inclusion with it, I'm just going to call this an added little bonus and be happy with it. It's still a good game. If you're unfamiliar with Vigilante 8, it's basically Twisted Metal. I don't know if you've ever played the game Star Wars Demolition either, but they're all kind of the same thing. They're all vehicular combat games. I personally have not actually played Vigilante 8, but I did used to play a copy of Star Wars Demolition that had an ad for Vigilante 8 in the back of it, so, you know, it kind of speaks to me a little bit deeply. No, I haven't played it, but either way, glad to have it. Even if it doesn't have the case, even if it doesn't have the manual, whatever. It's playable. The next game that showed up, I'm more happy with this one than I should be. It was actually NES Golf. Just regular old golf. Nothing special about it, nothing too fancy. It is worth noting that this game kind of set the backdrop for what all future golf games would be. It sort of brought in the mechanics of aiming where you want to swing, and then the power meter and choosing your golf clubs. It's a surprisingly deep little game for how also basic it is. It's really fun. I already popped it in and played a quick 18 holes. I believe you do only get one course, but honestly, I'm not expecting much more from it beyond one course. I golfed 46 points over, so I definitely have a lot of improvement to make with it. But yeah, I'm really happy to see it. I actually have no NES games at the moment outside of this one, because the 2 I did have kind of got lost in transit when I got mine shipped back from a friend, but it's fine. It's really not a big deal. They were both fairly common games anyway. The next one, I'm kind of going in order of how excited I am for them, or how kind of big budget and major name they are. Maybe I'm just going by pure value. I don't even know anymore. It's all abstract, whatever the case. Either way, the following one was, I don't know if you can read this. I don't know if my webcam will play nice. If you can't read that, it's getting a little grainy. That is Mega Man Zero 2. I've never really played the Zero games. I have heard that this one is hard as balls, which I'm always excited about. And it's a pretty good game from what I hear. Can't really go wrong with Mega Man typically. There are a couple duds, but they're really few and far in between. The franchise as a whole tends to be really consistent, actually. So, yeah, definitely thrilled to see that show up. And the last one, which I like to refer to as the main event, the most valuable one, the most exciting one, the most high-profile one. I still kind of can't believe this came in, even though it's not really that expensive. Final Fantasy VIII. Case and everything. I love these big, thick, like, double-wide cases where you got the multiple discs in there. Does have all 4 discs in it. So, open this one up here. So, yeah, it's full. There's no manual, so it's not exactly complete, to my knowledge, unless the front cover is a manual and I just can't get to it. I don't think it is, though. So I'm pretty sure it's not 100% complete. But honestly, the case is there, and the case is in great condition, too. There are absolutely no cracks on this case, which is amazing for a PlayStation 1 game. And the discs are pristine quality, too. I was looking at that. So yeah, Mega Man 8, I would call it probably one of the more divisive games in the PlayStation trilogy of Final Fantasy games, or at least in the main series. Final Fantasy Tactics, of course, no division there at all. That said, I still have not actually played through Final Fantasy VIII. Obviously, you can easily emulate it nowadays, but owning it is really going to drive me home and really get me to play it, I believe. Probably once I'm done with Metroid Prime, I'll probably start knocking this one out, because it's a JRPG, so you know it's long. Well, it's 4 discs, so you know it's really long. Either way, absolutely thrilled about Final Fantasy. Ugh, I'm not used to this. Look at that. It's nice and reflecting my screens. Thrilled about Final Fantasy VIII regardless. Fantastic addition to any library as far as I'm concerned, especially since my library is such slim pickings. Now, that's the thing about Video Games Monthly. They go based on what games you already have and what systems you have. You mark the systems you have, or at least the systems that you want to get stuff for, then you go through and then select the games that you have for each one of those. So you're guaranteed, as long as you keep your library updated, to not get any duplicates, which is fantastic. For me, having a very small library, I might be a little bit more likely to get super exciting stuff like Final Fantasy VIII. For some people who already own like every big budget game on the planet, you might see some scraping the bottom of the barrel in that case, but it's all stuff you don't have, so why would you be complaining? It's a blind box. You're probably going to get something you don't like. That's just the nature of it. If that does not appeal to you at all, just don't get it. It's as basic as that. The last thing that they do include, I don't know where I put it. Ah, here it is. Dropped Mega Man already. Well, go figure. They do also include a little doodad every month. This month it is a bottle opener with their branding all over it, and I'm going to use it to open up a delicious Mexican-made Coca-Cola. It's a fairly cheap feeling, but what else would you expect? It's an added freebie. Probably not even worth a full $1. If it is worth a full $1, the value of this box came out to about $33, including shipping. I paid $35. That's a pretty good deal. I'm thrilled with it. Absolutely going to stay a customer for as long as they're a thing. I'm probably going to upgrade to a bigger box as well, just because it's wonderful. Video games are a major passion of mine. I absolutely love them, just like some people love their trucks, just like some people love following their sports teams. I love video games. I really want to establish a good collection of them to look beautiful on the wall somewhere, or to look beautiful in an entire room is really the end goal, the end game of it, as it were. But this is really a great way to start. I'm looking hugely forward to what comes in the future, and that's about it. You can go to their website. I believe it's just videogamesmonthly.com. They do offer boxes in size of 3, 4, 5, and 10, all at different price points, of course. I would definitely recommend checking them out if this is in any way, shape, or form looking kind of appealing to you. I certainly enjoyed it, and I will be looking forward to next month's desperately. This is going to be kind of the new thing that I'm excited for. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great one.